High Spots and Cheap Pops is on the air with your AEW Full Gear Preview. Yeah. Wrong company.
Yeah.
Sorry, Vlad. Vladi, by the way, I don't have my mic stand tonight because I was at a band practice earlier, and I don't have my mic stand right now. So I'm holding it like I would be possibly Mean Gene Okerlund.
That's great. It's very similar to that, and it almost feels like I am being interviewed or doing a segment with Mean Gene right now that you mention it.
100%. But anyway, Full Gear is to the point. It's the MJF show overall. A tag team title match. I wasn't even sure that was happening until just now. I love AEW, and their pay-per-views 90% of the time work out really well. And I'm sure this will be a great pay-per-view. Where are we going to find out who the devil is? Well, we're going to get all that right now. Vladi Dottie. Let's get to it. We're off.
We're off. And you know what? We're going to have to do this. We got to include the 0 hour, is my belief.
Well, you have to, because MJF is a big portion of that.
Yeah.
But then again, we didn't do the 0 hour when it was Jack Perry and Hook. And you know what? We know what happened after that.
Yeah, we didn't do that, but I think we did do one of the. It might have been Adam Cole and MJF in the tag team match, which was 0 hour there. So we did that, but we didn't handle or even look at the Jungle Jerk-Off match
because they suck.
Well, Jungle Jerk-Off was involved.
Real class.
Cry me a river, sir. So let's look at the 0 hour here for Full Gear. We got the Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions, which is basically MJF and a guest of his liking or whoever he settles on or whoever. Well, you know what? It's going to be Samoa Joe, right?
Yeah, it would be ridiculously weird if it wasn't Samoa Joe. And it would be a great pop because Samoa Joe is already getting these great babyface pops even as a heel. So it's great.
He is one of my favorite parts of the show at this point. Seeing MJF probably. And he is so good, and he grabbed it. And even talking about the babyface thing, you mentioned he was from Southern California tonight at Dynamite. Place went nuts. He just plays it. He's a pro wrestler and one of the best that they have there. They got to put a bigger spotlight on him.
Hopefully he's a world champion soon.
It's a great idea. I mean, if anybody were to succeed MJF, I would probably prefer it to be him at this point.
There's a cup. I mean, you like to see Danielson possibly get a run. Omega was never a bad idea. Those are two guys that I'd want prior, possibly, but Samoa Joe's right up there for sure.
Okay, so we got MJF and probably Samoa Joe against the Guns from Bullet Club Gold. So what are you thinking here?
I took MJF and Samoa Joe just because, in my opinion, I think Adam Cole's going to have something to do with that title actually leaving their hands, or he would have lost the title pretty quickly. I don't think he's going to hold the title for like a couple weeks before Adam Cole comes back. So I don't think they have any. I think those titles will have a nice home, and we'll know what's going on, similar to the World Championship by the end of the year.
All right, I actually went with the Guns.
You're a fucking dickhead. You're going to beat me again.
So the reason I'm going that route is, what does Bullet Club Gold lack? Gold. Other than Cardboard Jay White, really, and a stolen belt, they don't have any. And honestly, not to foreshadow, but I'm sure you're reading between the lines here, my thoughts are like Jay White's chances against MJF. So I'm going with the Guns. I think this is going to be their first sort of, for the Guns, I think this is going to be their first official title for Bullet Club Gold. And that's the route I think they're going. And it takes the titles off of Cole and MJF, because I think they reveal the devil. And I think this is going to be the great shift from the Brochacho storyline, if you will, Daddy.
Wait, are you saying this will be where Adam Cole becomes the devil in this tonight?
Perhaps Adam Cole, or even, you know what, even pose the question, is it possible that MJF is the devil? And you know what? It's very possible.
The only thing is that the devil was attacking the Acclaimed in real time while MJF was in the ring last.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
That's
So
the only
blows
issue
that
I would
yep.
have with it. Yeah,
Yep.
everything else is...
it's not. It's absolutely not then.
Unless
and if
somebody
they did,
dressed like it, and that's part of it, but that's too Vince McMahon. It was me, Austin, which was just convoluted.
Let's go with a match here that's got to be near and dear to your heart. We got Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho, the Golden Jets versus the greatest tag team of all time, the Young Bucks.
I think the Young Bucks win. They kind of turned heel tonight, but not 100%. I think they do a full-blown heel turn on Kenny specifically, and then the Bucks will be scumbags. And they might have something to do with who the devil is as well. I mean, maybe it's Adam Cole. Maybe we're finally getting Adam Cole and the Bucks, and Adam Cole's a devil with the Bucks also being part of the Gimp squad that looks stupid, that attacks everybody.
I'm going Omega and Jericho.
Of course you are. So we have two. All right, just so we know, setting the stage. I am 2 matches out already.
Yeah.
And we're already 2 down. So you can literally tie me up already. We're excited. We're keeping on going.
Yeah.
Let's go, Bill. Got it.
Yeah. And I got to tell you too, man, I agree completely with that whole Bucks situation that you mentioned there, short of the Golden Showers. But basically, it is painful to watch them. They were in their hometown. Let's see. I'd rather have root canal than watch a Young Bucks match at this point.
I never liked the Golden Jets. The first time you sent me the text that they trademarked for it, I thought it was dumb, and I was annoyed by it. But I digress.
Oh, yeah. As far as the tag team name, it's just Jericho spending 3 minutes with a piece of paper and a pen. And this is what he trademarks. This is how he does these things, it seems. But I have a feeling that they're going to hold on to Omega and Jericho a little bit longer. And that's why I went there with them. I could see the Bucks losing and then losing their shit after the match and doing something dirty to them, perhaps. But it was weird tonight. It was just like their hometown wasn't even too much into it.
They were okay, but when they turned heel, they Nick Jackson low blow to win the match.
Right.
Why? It just again, yeah. But the crowd reaction isn't great. Again, AEW is not a real hot product right now, folks. There's no other way to cut it out but saying what it is what it is. It's not a hot product. And they got to turn it around soon because they don't have the equity to stay around just because of their branding. But we've talked about it.
Yeah. Yeah, and you sort of felt that on tonight's show. It's going to be interesting to see how many people show up at the Forum here. So, on to the next match. We have none other than Sting, Darby Allin, and and none other than Adam Copeland against Christian Cage, Luchasaurus, and Nick Wayne.
And if you're going to have the biggest free agent you've signed in a year, let's have him his first pay-per-view match be a 6-man.
Way to put a spotlight on him.
Jesus fuck. It just all right. Well, Sting doesn't lose.
Exactly.
So until Sting loses, I'm going to ride that tiger.
Yeah. So Sting, Darby, and the artist formerly known as Edge with his first victory.
He's about as relevant. It's about as relevant as Matt Riddle. Edge.
Oh my God. Next match. Texas death match between Hangman Adam Page against Swerve Strickland. And that promo tonight was just grinded my gears.
Jesus, that was a good promo. What was wrong with Hangman's promo tonight?
With Hangman's? I mean, he was the only one to speak.
That was annoying. That I would have liked to have heard something from Swerve. That made no sense that Swerve didn't talk.
Why take this? Yeah, why take the stick away from Swerve? Like, and Hangman does nothing for me on the mic. I'm not gonna even pretend, man. I was a teacher, and I taught those kids. And let me tell you something. You're not ready, because if anybody knows ready, it's Hangman Adam Page. Because when I had the strap, I was ready for it. I was ready to rocket that thing right to the mid card. Thank you. That's my Hangman.
I didn't like it. overall.
I,
The last
tell
line
me
made me laugh,
tell
though.
tell me where I'm lying in any of it.
I think he cuts a really good promo, and I like Hangman. And he has great matches on every pay-per-view. So I'm not going to bash Hangman. I like Hangman. I thought it was an impassioned promo. I thought it was good, but I thought Swerve should have gotten his time to shine. With that said, I mean, Swerve has everything going on. He has basically dominated this feud. So after that promo, I am assuming Hangman wins, even though I would rather have Swerve win. But I think
bingo, yeah.
Off because
I totally agree with everything.
What?
Go ahead. I'm sorry, man. I in front of you.
I think Hangman wins. I wouldn't do it that way, but the way everything has been set up,
yeah,
it's going to be pretty hard to have Hangman lose that one.
I chose Hangman as well. All the reasons you said. And I think Swerve, him losing this match, if he does indeed lose it, like the non-verbal part of this promo plus losing, like, why are we taking, like, Swerve comes out and there's a reaction.
Yep.
Please don't tamper that. That's just my point with this whole thing.
I just thought it's like you're not putting spotlights on both men.
Right.
You're supposed to see, and I also Swerve's been cutting great promos lately. I want to see him both again. AEW is the television programming is getting to the point where it's not something I'm going to go out of my way and watch. It's getting to that point.
Yeah.
It really is, folks. I'm not going to spend my own personal time, when I have all the stuff that I got going on in my life. You have all the stuff you going in your life, including watching other wrestling. This is not the kind of program I'm going to stick around for. I am only as loyal to the product as they are. They're in the service industry. If I take my car, to quote Bo Burnham, if I take my car to an auto mechanic and he starts fixing my car, I'm not going to take my car to him anymore. If you're not entertaining me, I'm going to stop watching. And put your best people in places to shine. We don't need 15 minutes of sky blue and red velvet. We don't need 12 minutes it was 2 squash matches. It was other irrelevant matches that made no sense. It was a terrible, terrible, terrible Dynamite, especially going into a pay-per-view. It was a joke. I'm sorry. That was my last piece about it. That was a joke of a Dynamite, and you can see that they have no direction in what they're doing. It is bad.
Let me bring up one more point on this. I know this is our pick show, but I got it because there's no other place to work him in. Paul White. He looks really labored walking around there, man. I felt like almost pity. I could tell seems like he's in pain. Like he was not really like mobile, even for his standards. I'm like, is he okay? Basically, holy.
I fast forwarded the part he was on, man. I didn't
Please check it out because he even like trying to lay in an uppercut. It was just so slow and just. I don't know if he has shoulder issues or what
Did it look like Andre his last 2 years?
You know what? I say this totally respectful. Andre came into mind, really did.
And Andre was bad for years.
And it wasn't the end, Andre. But I'm like, this is sort of the worst I maybe saw Paul White, and it wasn't even his size. It was just the way he was moving, and I felt bad for the guy. And here's the thing: they signed him, Silicon Steve Valley. Was it 2 years ago?
No,
and now all of a sudden,
it's
a 3. So 3 years ago, this is the first we're really seeing of him doing sort of anything physical. During that match, he was thrown on top. During that match, he was thrown onto the top of a windshield by Hobbs. So it was, and watch how they filmed it too. Like it's like they took care of him, making sure they did their stuff at first, like on the floor. Then they worked their way up to like a platform, or forget what it was, what exactly. However, there was a break and cutaway to the ring. They allowed them to get up there, get set up for it, And even with that, like as you can see, like Hobbs, like picking him up too was definitely a physical feat for him to do it, and it didn't look incredibly controlled, I would say. And I just felt bad for Paul White hitting the windshield of this car at this age.
Well, he
Just call me
wouldn't
off
do
guard,
it.
man.
He wouldn't do it if he didn't agree to do it. So I think we got to understand that part of it. But yeah, it's he shouldn't be there. I mean, he's had several matches on AEW Dark, and they chant "Please retire" when he's out there.
Get it? Are you serious?
Hey, you didn't know that? Yeah. Please
I had no idea.
retire.
I had no idea.
I feel bad for Paul White. He's being very disrespected in many ways, and I'm being serious about that. But then again, he was a douchebag to me when I met him once.
That is right. That is true.
Why do you have a Bret Hart picture? I didn't want to spend any more money on you. Annoyed the shit out of him when I said that.
So we're never going to get him as a guest on here, probably.
No, he won't remember, and I'm sure he's not going to watch this. We're good.
Yeah, our bases are covered. All right, on to the next. We got the AEW TBS Championship with none other than Chris Statlander, Julia Hart, and Sky Blue. Which way are you going with this?
Easily Julia Hart. I think Sky Blue turns, and that's how that goes. Julia Hart's over. You could have made the argument she should have won last time, and their women's division is so porous and so terrible right now.
Yeah, I'm in complete agreement as well. Like, why else would you have Julia Hart in this match, especially since she lost like her one-on-one opportunity? So there's something brewing, and also like during that match with Sky Blue and Red Velvet, like what is going like the slow burn, if you will, is just suffocating at this point.
It's
and
weird.
Also,
and how about the way she's not emotional? She doesn't have any emotion. She just winks. Like there's no energy.
And
it's fucking boring. It's just
no energy. But then she has enough personality to wear like Scooby Doo colors for ring attire. And I'm like, are you morbid or are you like a good time girl, like who likes Scooby Doo? I don't get it. This is a big mystery. Where's the mystery machine?
Did you see Hook wearing pumpkin tights tonight?
Yeah.
Why was he wearing Halloween tights when we're 2 weeks out from Halloween? Did you not have it? Did you have any other gear, bro?
It's autumn, man. It's still applies. We're not at Thanksgiving quite yet. You have pumpkin pie for Thanksgiving, maybe? No?
Stretch. But go ahead. What a shitty.
Was it a jack? Was it a jack?
What a dynamite this was. What a shitty dynamite go home episode. Wow.
We're talking about Hook's ring attire. All
better
right.
than half these matches. I'm just serious.
AEW Women's Championship. We got Shida as the champion against none other than Timeless Toni Storm. I'm going to go with Timeless Toni Storm.
Yeah, I would say it'd be Toni Storm wins that one as well. Perhaps the young the young lady will be involved.
Yes. It has a lot of Mickie James stalker sort of
100%. I thought that the other day. It reminded me of the Mickie James, Trish Stratus vibe. Did get a nice shot of Toni Storm's feet tonight.
They did. Well, it's good that you were able to achieve that sort of research during the show, and you didn't fast forward over it, ironically enough.
Rewound it and watched it again.
AEW Tag Team Championship match. We have Ricky Starks and Big Bill. And we got Rush's group. I'm not going to even try to pronounce that. We got FTR and the House of Black. Who are you going to go with? Or I can go if you want.
Wait, you're talking about La Facción Ingobernables.
It just rolls off the tongue. Exactly that.
La Facción Ingobernables. Sorry, go ahead.
So, yeah. I'm going with Ricky Starks and Big Bill.
I want you to say it.
I'm not saying it.
Well, at least say LFI, for Christ's sake.
LFI.
Yeah, let's be professional, for Christ's sake. LFI.
Rush's group.
Yeah, not to be confused with Ingobernables de Japan, but that's a whole other different deal. That's what my boy. They both do this, by the way, which is interesting.
Wow.
Naito, that's Naito's group.
They're bonded by that gesture, I guess.
They have to be connected in some way. What's Corbin and Gordon LFI? I'm taking Starks and Bill because why would you give them the title only 3 weeks ago anyway?
Yeah, none of that makes sense, by the way. Like this whole booking for this match, even so. This
reeks
strange.
of when WWE would have like 6 people in the Intercontinental title match just to get them on the show.
Yes,
that's what this
like
is.
On WrestleMania.
Yeah, that's what this is, and it's stupid, and no one cares.
It's getting like that. I say, and I'm not disagreeing with you. Let's go with the AEW International Championship next. Everybody's favorite champion, Orange Cassidy, just has the hearts of the fans against everyone's favorite plumber, Jon Moxley.
I'm taking Orange Cassidy.
Wow, I took Moxley.
We have 3 different matches in this card already.
Wow.
And with me, we're only a 2-match lead going in. It would only one more pay-per-view to go after that. We're done at Survivor Series. Wow. This is exciting.
It's crazy. It is nuts. So, why do you think Cassidy wins?
The way they've been building it. And Moxley beat... what's up?
Do you think Cassidy like blatantly cheats to win?
No, I think he just wins.
I
think he's going to pull off a bullshit win somehow.
What I noticed on tonight's show is that Moxley like no-sold an orange punch.
Yes.
And I was like, you know what? I could see Cassidy remembering that and using something and then knocking him out. But I still chose Moxley. But yeah, you know what? Like I was 50, it was like 50-50 with that match. So, but that's one of the things I thought when I watched Dynamite.
Yeah.
All right. So let's put it this way. Here it is. We got AEW World Championship match. We got MJF against Jay White.
MJF, I don't think it's much of a thing. Maybe we see something cool at the end of it, but you're going to get a really great match with 2 of the best wrestlers in the world, MJF and Jay White. But MJF is going to have that title till at least World's End.
I agree. Yeah, I'm with you, MJF as well. So we are separated by 3 matches.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is a big night. We are ready for AEW Full Gear. Traditionally been a great pay-per-view. We'll see what's going on if AEW can turn the vibe around. Lottie Dottie, the current Purple Nipple champion, with a 2-match deficit against yours truly, Silicon Steve Alley. We wish you guys have a great time watching AEW Full Gear. For Lottie Dottie, this is Silicon Steve Alley. Here endeth the lesson.